Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're continuing to go on with the November 2023 NRL22 Course of Fire. This is the fourth stage in the booklet. It is called Turkey Trot, like it's hot. It is a stage with a pyramid. Pretty straightforward stage. It's just going to be about time management and getting the movement down. And again, going in with a game plan, kind of like last video I released, is the most important part. So let's talk about gear you might use, strategies, tips and tricks, but first, stage description. On the start signal, you'll engage the far target with 5 shots using the left or right outside edges on one side of the prop, 1 shot per position. You will start from the lowest position and work your way up to the highest position you can reach. If you can't reach the 4th or 5th position, then you'll work your way back down until 5 shots have been fired. After the 5th shot, you'll transition to the opposite outside edge you started from and engage the near target with 5 shots in the same manner as the opposite side. So I'll put the target sizes down here. Essentially, we have a 2-inch at 77 yards and a 3-inch at 100 yards. Again, we are starting on the far target and then going to the near target. Basically 1 shot from each of the rungs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bottom to top. Essentially, you know, we always ask the question, do we dial or do we hold over? Well, because we're shooting one target 5 times in a row, I'm going to dial for the far target. In my case, it's 1.7 mils. We're going to dial that into the scope, and we're going to engage that target. Now, as far as which side you start on, probably personal preference, but in the diagram, they kind of have the near target off to the left and the far target off to the right. Your match director may set up the targets differently, but if there's one target that's to the left and one target that's to the right, let's say the far target is on the right like it is in the diagram, I'll probably start on the right side. So mentally, I'm just thinking right side, right target of the 2 targets. They may be really far apart and you can't see them when you're looking at one, you can't see the other, so you might not get as confused. But for me, in my simple brain, I'm thinking if the far target's on the right, I'm going to start on the right side. If the near target is on the left, you know, we'll go from right to left. If the far target's on the left, start on the left side. You get the idea. And then as simple as that, it's just going to be, you know, making good positions on 5 different rungs and making good wind calls and good hits. So pretty straightforward in that sense. It is going to be a time management factor. So as far as gear goes, I like to bring this pump pillow, which I'll show you to use in a minute. Definitely, because these are like upright 2x4s, a wedge bag would be appropriate. However, you're going to be moving this every single time. That's going to eat up time on the clock. So if you have one or can borrow one, I highly recommend one of these plates with a flat bag on it. That's just going to be making the transitions much easier. And then when you do make the transition, you know, it's simply going to be swing the rifle out and bring it back in, swing the rifle out, bring it back in. You know, what's nice about this pyramid versus something like a ladder stage, a ladder you have to pull the whole rifle out of the rung and then go forward. Okay, here, save some time by just, after you engage, we're going to swing and then get back to business. So as far as positions, if you haven't built a pyramid or don't have access to one, you can use a ladder, but you're going to have to pull the rifle in and out of each rung, but it's about the same as, you know, a 6-foot ladder. So that being said, think about on the lowest rung, each subsequent rung, what position you're going to be in. For me, the lowest rung is prone. The next 2 are kneeling, and then the 4th and 5th rung are standing. So I know that going in, so that's why I bring this pump pillow. So timer goes off. I'm going to start on the right, assuming that the large target is on the right. I'm dialed for the far target. Parallax is set for the far target. I'm going to assume a prone position. I understand it may be difficult for some people to do this, but for me, it's definitely the most stable. Find the far target. I'm dialed, so I'm just holding straight up. If I have to make a wind call, I'm making a wind call. Engage, and we're moving. So 10-round stage, basically 12 seconds to move. Here, take a kneel. I can also bring this pump pillow with me. Rear support, super stable here. Find the target, engage. Here I drop the pump pillow. Actually, I could probably throw it over there because I'm going to use it over there. Here's a high kneel. 2 knees down, left hand supporting the forend of the rifle. Control the breathing, wait for that respiratory pause, and engage the target that way. And we're moving. Next 2 rungs are standing. Standing, as wide a stance as you need to comfortably get onto the rifle, keeping the legs locked out. You don't want to be bending. You don't want to be doing squats. This is very unstable in the rear. We're going to lock those legs out. We're going to widen the stance as wide as we need to get onto the rifle comfortably. Again, using this left hand, some people put their hand over the scope like this. That's fine too. I'm more comfortable out here. Breathe, engage, top step, if you can reach it. I have to narrow my stance a lot. My feet are almost together completely, and we're there. Now, while we're here, might as well dial back down. Looks like 0.8 is my dope for the next target. So I've dialed, come back over here, and repeat the process now on the near target. So as you can see, just having a game plan of what you're gonna do, it's a lot of movement, so breathing is gonna be an issue. You're gonna have to, time your breathing, practice those fundamentals. For me, when I breathe out, there's that respiratory pause at the bottom of the exhale. That's when I wanna break the shot, because I'm not breathing in and out. And there's a lot of movement on the stage, so your heart rate will get going depending on how in shape you are. And your breathing might increase. So you just definitely wanna just take a breath, break the shot there. So again, I'm gonna start on the sort of decisions to make, sort of the mental pre-stage checklist that I go through. What gear I'm gonna use, flat bag and pump pillow for the bottom positions. What side am I gonna start on? I'm gonna start on the same side of the far target. So the far target's on the right side of the coursifier or the range. I'm gonna start on the right side. If it's on the left side, I'm gonna start on the left side. What positions I'm gonna take on each of the rungs. I already know it's gonna be prone, kneeling, kneeling, standing, standing for me. It might be different for you, but I already know what position I need to be in on each of the rungs. And then it's just a matter of finding the target and making good, clean shots with hopefully correct wind calls. So again, remember, you don't have to pull the rifle out. It's just much faster to swing. And here you can see the advantage of having the bag on the rifle versus, not saying you can't do it, but if you had to, let's say you're here, you're in prone, you're gonna lift the rifle, lift the bag. It's just, and then get the bag settled. It's definitely not as quick. And I think time is gonna be kind of the essence on this stage. It's not terribly difficult, but it is 10 shots, 120 seconds, and basically 10 movements. So time is not your friend, but I do recommend dialing for this stage. Usually when time is of the essence, I recommend holdovers, but because it's the same target 5 shots in a row, you should have no problem dialing for that first target, parallax set. And then again, when you're on the top here, feel free, since you're already on the rifle and you haven't broken this position yet, feel free to find the next target. So we're dialed up, right? So after that 5th shot, dial down to whatever your dope is, find the target, and then change the parallax if needed. So then you're ready to go. Because you're already on the rifle, it's harder to break position and refine the target. So if you can find the target at the top, do your dialing and parallax adjustment there, and then you're ready to run 5 in a row on the opposite side. I hope these tips and tricks help. If they did, let me know down in the comments while you're there. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel with notifications enabled, and yeah, let me know how it goes at the match. Until I see you next time, score more points.